Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news making headlines today. The first round of high-level talks between the US and Iran has concluded after 2 intense days of negotiations in Switzerland. Through a joint statement on Monday, mediators Qatar and Pakistan announced the end of talks aimed at implementing an MOU. According to the statement, Washington and Tehran agreed to establish a high-level committee that will provide political oversight for the implementation of the MOU on nuclear issues, sanctions and other topics. With technical teams from both countries remaining in Switzerland to continue working-level discussions, these talks could be a milestone toward reducing tensions across the Middle East. 2 vessels operated by Korean shipping companies have passed through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time since the signing of a US-Iran ceasefire MOU. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries said Monday that 2 vessels waiting inside the strait had safely transited the waterway. Both vessels are sailing normally, but have yet to fully clear the so-called high-risk zone. Neither vessel has Korean crew members, nor are the ships bound for Korea. Their departure leaves 22 Korean-operated vessels still awaiting passage through the strait. Last week, Iran agreed to keep the Strait of Hormuz open to commercial shipping for 60 days under the ceasefire deal. Korea has set up a team to support reconstruction efforts and expand economic cooperation in the Middle East. Foreign Minister Choi Hyun said Monday that the Foreign Ministry has created a team dedicated to comprehensive economic cooperation with Middle East countries to prepare for the post-war period and identify new areas of cooperation across the region. A senior ministry official clarified that the task force was not established with any specific Iranian reconstruction fund in mind but rather to explore broader post-war cooperation, beginning with the 6 Gulf Cooperation Council members and ultimately including Iran as well. SK hynix overtook Samsung Electronics in market capitalization on Monday for the first time in over 25 years. Following a tech-led rally, the benchmark KOSPI reached a fresh all-time high, closing at 9,114.55. SK hynix market cap based on common shares reached 2,080 trillion won, or around $1.4 trillion, surpassing Samsung Electronics' 2,067 trillion won, or $1.3 trillion. This historic shift is attributed to SK hynix's dominance in the high-bandwidth memory market as NVIDIA key supplier, coupled with high investor expectations for its upcoming US ADR listing. Korea's exports during the first 20 days of June rose 60.4% on-year to $62 billion, setting a record high for the period. That's according to the Korea Customs Service on Monday, who said once the number of working days is taken into account, the average daily exports rose 49.7%. Semiconductor exports led overall growth, soaring 188% to a record $25.5 billion, accounting for more than 40% of total exports. Imports rose about 23% from a year earlier, but there was still a trade surplus of $17.5 billion as exports continue to exceed imports. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.